So in today's episode, we're going to be discussing the role of the centre-back in a defensive 2 compared to a defensive 3. With Ruben Amorim's arrival at Manchester United soon upon us, a lot of people are questioning whether he will stick with his back 3 formation or if he will move to a formation which seems to be more suited to the players that he has at his disposal at Manchester United. So firstly, a back 3 is coming more into fashion within football, with more successful teams around Europe using a 3 at the back formation. What Amorim's challenge is at Manchester United is to find a third suitable centre-back to play alongside Martinez and De Ligt, but also find a structure that is usually built around the wingers that they've got in Garnacho, Rashford and Diallo. So looking at this, in a defensive 2, there is more demand to break lines centrally, with less line breaking variety. It's easier to be forced wide and there is less space to step in. So firstly, in a back 2, there are usually 2 wide options, with the left back and the left winger on the left side and the right back and the right winger on the right side. This means it's usually more challenging to break lines because the opposition can force wide easier through a compact pressing shape which blocks the lines through and usually forces wide before a team is able to move across. This requires a back 2 to be able to move the ball with more ball speed, to be more creative and disciplined in their positioning and passing options compared to a back 3. In a back 3 formation, it usually sacrifices less players wide, it creates natural central overloads, usually through a box midfield, and increases passing options for the defensive line. So for example, if a wide centre-back is on the ball, firstly, they usually have space to step in with the ball. Secondly, they have one player outside the width of the 18-yard box and usually form a diamond between the defensive midfielder, the inside forward or the wing-back. Secondly, it allows more reverse passing options, whether it's to the opposite side pivot, whether it's a diagonal behind the defensive line to the inside forward or the opposite wing-back, or maybe even a pass through to the number 9's feet. For the middle centre-back, he has the options of playing more diagonal passes in behind the defensive line, with movements either from the inside forward to drift behind, or the inside forward may occupy the full-back inside, whilst the wing-back makes a run down the touchline for a long diagonal pass from the centre-back. What this means is the back 3 usually suits a team and players who have the ability to play longer passes and break lines and step in with the ball. That a lot of the creativity in the build and the create phases is executed by the back 3, as opposed to the 4 at the back formation, which is more likely for a more structured build-up, where the back 2 stay where they are rather than stepping in with the ball and use the pivot to avoid being trapped wide, before this then creates space to break lines. But in a time of football where it's very hard to break lines through straight passes, the back 3 also offers suitable options to be able to break lines with reverse passes, diagonals, so it might be a pass from the centre-back into the defensive midfielder that is then able to receive to be able to break lines again diagonally to the inside forward, or play switches of play and break lines to the opposite wing-back.